But as a interesting question. So last bunch of flurry of questions I have. Imagine you were back 3 years ago. ठीक है, when you were coming into Ashoka. 3 साल पहले तू आया. So, do you mind? Do you financial aid पर यहाँ पर?
हाँ.
Do you mind sharing how much? कोई दिक्कत नहीं करना तो.
हाँ.
Because a lot of people don't actually.
I'm on 50%.
50%. So you're paying half.
Yeah.
So we're not 12 lakhs. 12 lakhs is for my batch. मुझे paying 5 lakhs होगा तुम्हारे लिए इस साल पे. Something like that.
Yeah.
My point is, if you were need-based financial aid, na?
Yeah.
Huh. Two scenarios. You're applying to you just discovered Ashoka again. You got application, submitted application, got your acceptance and all, but you didn't get financial aid.
Huh.
Would you still come here, knowing after all of this, having all this experience up?
That's a tricky question actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because
fees at that time was 8 lakhs मान लेते हैं, I think.
I think 8 to 9 lakhs. I would probably, depends on what other places I got into. I would have definitely given JEE Advanced.
Right then, that situation, yeah.
Yes, and then from wherever I was getting into, if I would have gotten one of the good ICERs,
then
which I did later get because I gave the ICER aptitude test, but I was already in Ashoka at that time.
Achha.
So yeah, that is there. Yeah, it would be a hard choice. I would not say 100% that I would come to Ashoka, which is like, if I'm being fully honest.
And if you could afford it, but you're barely affording it, for example, your dad is, I'm assuming dad is your breadwinner family में. Yes, we घर का household मान लेते हैं. Household income तुम्हारा मान लेते हैं, I don't know, 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs मान लेते हैं. I have no clue. I'm just throwing numbers here. ठीक है. But 15 to 20 lakhs मान लेते हैं. You don't get financial aid. You can still technically afford Ashoka, but you're scraping the thing, not barely affording.
That is not. I mean, I would not consider that affording then.
Okay, so not in that scenario either.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. What's one skill you wish you picked up sooner before you came to college, or during your first year, perhaps?
Listening well, and
listening to people
well, and also keeping in touch with people and like sort of maintaining friendships properly.
From school or from in general?
No, yeah, I mean forming and the thing is, with me, a lot of my friendships and whatever, like people with whom I'm friends, they are either associated with me somewhat academically, like from my courses, which I generally talk about, talk to them regularly, or I have like a significant portion of my social life here is because I'm a musician and I do like music things, I do performances. So all the theater, music, dance,
people you interact with them as well, yeah.
So, but other than that, I still don't have a lot of
good friends.
For example, sometimes I recently thought of this framework. How many friends do you have who have no reason to be friends with you?
Who don't have academic or those?
They have zero affiliations from either from extracurriculars or just friends for the sake of being friends. So that, and maybe the answer is 1 or like 2. It can be 0 also. So, I mean, I don't know if this is a good measure, bad measure. I just thought of this recently, and if it is even a legitimate measure, but good thing to think about.
I think I'd put it this way. I like that measure a lot because I think of it this way. Obviously, I interact with a lot of people in my courses, dorm rooms, club meetings, and all of that stuff. But if I think about it, if I have a really rough day, if I'm having just बहुत बुरा कुछ हो गया and I really need to talk to someone, will I actually call any of them? My answer is no. I haven't formed that close of relationship.
But you are 1 semester into.
Exactly. So it's बहुत early for me to say.
Hopefully, like down the semesters, you will have people like that.
Yeah. So but I think I agree with that.
But measure. You may also not have people like that, which is also like you learn to live with it. It's fine, and you can always. I mean, like you need you learn there's no formula for it.
Making friends, no formula for it. But I do need one trusted friend at least. I've learned that. वहाँ चाय बन रही है गर्मा गर्म और वहाँ नहीं बन रही पर इमेजिन करो ना फिजिसिस्ट है थोड़ा एक्सपेरिमेंट करते ही ये तो हम तो है नहीं हमें क्या पता वहाँ चाय बन रही है गर्मा गर्म अदरक वाली और गरम गरम पकौड़े तल रहे हैं या पुणे में क्या अच्छा लगता है तुम लोग को कीनू ना ऑरेंज आम करे और गरम गरम पकौड़े तल रहे हैं यू गेट टू इनवाइट वन साइंटिस्ट ठीक है चाय वगैरह पीने के लिए शर्ट विद हु डू यू इनवाइट लाइक फ्रॉम हिस्ट्री mathematician, scientist, any figure, even
अभी
philosopher
का
or something.
मतलब okay.
Kabhi ka live or dead. Why is that ironic?
I just dissed Feynman's.
Oh,
Yeah,
right, that
yeah,
way.
yeah.
What would you ask him?
Oh, I would ask him really random stuff, but I would just like to glean from him and his entire talk about reply to whatever I ask him, how he explains stuff so well. Because very few people have built a reputation for being good
teachers.
explainers and teachers. A lot of people are good researchers, which is itself a very hard thing to do. But apart from that, the ability to break something down to like the last like to
Yeah.
common sense to a point where it seems obviously
Trivial, yeah.
sorry
Excuse me.
so that I would try to glean from him as much as possible.
That reminds me
And
of Brian Greene.
one of my favorite profs here at Ashoka as well is the excellent explainer.
It's a Fukan.
Yes, he's too good, and his enthusiasm for teaching is excellent. So yeah, I mean, I always I value pedagogy and like pedagogical thinking a lot.
Yeah.
I've started to value. So because whenever I'm trying to teach something, and I still don't have. Actually, I have done one TA-ship, but yeah, whenever I try to sort of think of how I will try to teach something, I'll that is when it comes in a lot of handy, and that is where you literally that is the Feynman technique, right? You literally explore the gaps of your understanding when you are trying to form a lecture around that topic.
Exactly.
So if a person teaches really well, you can see, and even basic things, even like quadratic equations, the most basic things ever, even like for physics, classical mechanics, there's it's a very, I mean, compared to other things, it's kind of the easiest thing to do. But if you are asked to give a lecture on it, how well would you fare? What kind of questions will throw you off? And so Feynman technique, essentially, all of this is. So yeah, the ability to explain, hold in very high regard, and explain to the like the deepest, like कोई भी सवाल answer कर सकते हो.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's nice. I think तूने Loda Genius program के लिए वो करा था ना? A TA-ship, and you would talk for like 100 or 120
So
students.
that was a different thing. That was so why
YSP, yeah, sorry.
No, I was TAing for Lodha,
हाँ.
but I gave a छोटा सा presentation for YSP.
Theory of gravity के लिए था वो.
वो gravity.
Story of gravity, sorry.
Story of gravity के लिए था वो. हाँ. That was from the journey of our understanding and notion of gravity.
Yeah.
From Newton to Einstein. To now. Einstein was still 100 years ago. Now, I mean, our understanding is pretty much still Einstein's holds strong, and then Hawking also there. But वो gravitational waves वाला detection हुआ LIGO से इस साल. Basically, they detected the nanohertz gravitational wave background. So I got very interested into that, and I also heard Professor Shomak's talk on the same, like a similar topic before. And so I just they had asked the Astronomy Society people, two of us, and we have been handed over key. You have to take some session for the YSP children, the students who came. So we were initially thinking of making spectrometers and like teaching them how to build a spectrometer.
Right.
But then that became logistically challenging. And so one of my other friends, two of us, me and Isha, so she talked in the first half about spectrometers and what the basics of them, and then I told a more sort of theoretical story of the story of gravity.
मजा आया पढ़ाने में.
बहुत मजा आया. That was making that presentation was one of the best joys I have felt, because मेरे को खुद को ना story जब तो these are disconnected events, but when you like ऐसे Newton हुआ, फिर ऐसे
Einstein,
फिर but then when I strung together those things and tried to form a narrative out of it, it was good. It was really rewarding.
Yeah. At least this seems disconnected. Because when you piece things back together,
a lot of it was inspired from Professor Shomak's
talk.
Yeah. So because he had strung together things in a particular way. So
yeah.
That is why I love teachers like Professor Shomak, Professor Fukan.
Yeah.
They make things build sort of a story.
Yeah.
I love that.
And the most surprising thing is I've known this thing for gravity ka story for a long time, but I still get fascinated whenever I hear it again and again, especially the good presenter.
Yeah. But I wrote about it also.
Shoma Kavo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you weren't majoring in physics, what would you be studying?
Oh, philosophy. Um, I mean, all of these maths. I don't think I would do computer science
Mm-hmm.
because I'm fundamentally not. I don't know enough about myself, but fundamentally, right now at least, I don't think I would be a code person. Um, I would. I could definitely. I still can definitely see myself doing engineering because I was very likely to go down that path,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I would not even have known enough to regret doing it.
Yeah, you would have had this experience. ना तो क्या होता?
Yeah,
So what major would you pick though?
major at like Ashoka pe.
Yeah,
Ashoka
generally what?
majors.
हाँ ठीक है, Ashoka major. Yeah. What would you be studying major wise? That's a hard one.
It's a hard question because every subject I'm thinking of is like नहीं मुझे ये पसंद नहीं है, मुझे ये पसंद नहीं है. यार मेरे को पहले से क्लियर था ना फिजिक्स करना है तो बाकी क्योंकि फिलोसफी में बोल सकता हूँ पर मेरे को मेजर नहीं करना. आई कांट थिंक ऑफ माई सेल्फ एज अ फिलोसफी मेजर बिकॉज then I don't have any of the math and any of like the analytic things that I like. Even though philosophy is a lot about analytics.
If you could merge two majors, then I'm giving you.
My major and my minor, literally philosophy of physics.
नहीं physics हटा दिया मैंने.
I actually hate math for the sake of math also. Yeah. I mean, I would not say hate, but I
hope
not
to change
very
this.
fond of also.
Oh, I'll show you the beauty of math.
I mean, I'm sure I get why people appreciate math for the sake of math, but actually maybe I do. I'm not sure.
You've done formal logic. Mathematicians भी नहीं करते वो.
हाँ,
How do you
मेरे को
not?
कभी-कभी, okay fine. I don't think I would. See, sometimes I get annoyed with math when I don't get it, which is
Don't
why
we all?
yeah. But that's the only thing stopping me from directly saying I would do a math major.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are areas of math which I don't like.
Such as?
Bad integrals, because that's the only thing that physicists hate.
Bad integral, like बहुत लंबे
हाँ गंदे and especially exams में वो खुद से करने पड़ते हैं. Wolfram
by hand.
use कर सकते हैं.
Okay, there is enough reason not to major in physics.
But major, you want me to pick, then I will pick. यार भाई अच्छे को prospects है. मैं बोला पहले CS नहीं, पर ठीक है CS ही है. That is like one of the practical and intellectually stimulating तो है काफी. तो मेरे को वही है main. कि थोड़ा मतलब ये यूज होना चाहिए
दिमाग चैलेंजिंग होना चाहिए वहाँ से.
तो कर लेता मैं CS.
Right. If you had another lifetime, what discipline would you study?
तो मैं बोल IR.
These are the questions from the IEEE thing. I loved them. I wrote them down.
IR.
International relations.
Yeah. I would do foreign policy.
Interesting. If you could meet any one person from history, who would it be?
From history?
Yeah. कोई भी मरा हुआ जिंदा भी चलेगा actually.
I will meet Ustad Alankar.
Tabla.
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Great. He was a great player.
Mm-hmm.
He's the father of Zakir Hussain, if you know.
Zakir Hussain.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would meet.
The next question is about music actually. If there was one musician you'd like to work with, perform with.
Mahesh Kale.
Mahesh Kale.
He's my favorite singer right now. Classical. He sings classical Hindustani. But yeah.
Like वो वाला type का.
So that I love. And he's also sang for like one of my most favorite Marathi movies. Which is based on a play, which is a very famous Marathi play. It's called Katyar. The full name is Katyar Karzat Ghusni. But yeah. So I would. It is my dream to play with him. And there are obviously others. There is like Kaushiki Ji Chakravarti, who is another singer that I like.
Oh, you might get to use them in this question. If you could open a show for any artist.
Open a show?
Open a show, yeah.
Oh. Okay, since we can give new names, I would say Yashwant Vaishnav. He is an upcoming tabla player. He's not that famous now, but he will become. He's like Zakir Ji, and I'm assuming tabla's most. If you say tabla to a random person on the street, they will say, "Oh, Zakir Hussain."
He's like the upcoming Zakir Hussain.
Yeah, but he's different than him. But he has the potential to become that famous.
Thanks, Bhai, for your time.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's pretty fun.
Yes.
I don't know if you're tired or not.